All right, guys, I'm going to be breaking down the AFC and NFC Championship game. What happened? What went right for teams? What went wrong for teams? Like and subscribe to my channel. Hope you guys enjoy my content. If you're listening to this in the car, just listen. Let me cook. If you're listening to this getting ready for work, just listen. Let me cook. Hope you guys enjoy this. Let's start with the Patriots and the Broncos. I mean, one of probably the worst AFC Championship games to date. These are supposed to be the two best teams of the conference, and they did not look like it. You can blame the blizzard that happened in the fourth quarter. But the other three quarters, the other 45 minutes was dog shit. Let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's keep everything a buck. The Denver Broncos look like shit. Granted, Jared Stidham, backup quarterback. Is he even a top 5 backup quarterback in the NFL? Probably not. Carson Wentz, Mac Jones, um, Russell Wilson, or Jameis, whatever one you want to count. Joe Flacco. Like, he's not even top 5, maybe not even top 10 backup quarterbacks. Jimmy Garoppolo. So I don't even know if he's better than Drew Lock. But again, Jared Stidham, he's not a great caliber backup quarterback. He showed it in the first drive, right? The first drive was brutal. He looked very nervous, looked like shit. And then they punted the ball back to New England. New England also went 3 and out. He's like, hey, Drake Maye, MVP candidate, front runner to win MVP, him and Matthew Stafford. Both those guys are neck and neck in the MVP race. They're like, Drake May's like, hey, let me throw you a bone. Let me give you the ball back, you know? It's like when you're feeding a bad shooter the ball. You're like, hey, I know you missed, but here's another shot. I know there's no change because you missed the shot, but here's another one. Take another crack at it. And that's basically what the Patriots offense did in the first drive of the game. The first 15 plays Josh McDaniels scripted were not great because it didn't work. Then you see Jared Stidham throw a 52-yard pass on a second drive to Marvin Mims and capped it off with a 6-yard touchdown to Courtland Sutton. Beautiful. Up 7-0. Denver's going crazy. The Broncos fans are going crazy. The Broncos are going crazy. Women are showing titties out there, I'm assuming. And great start to the game, right? As an underdog, 3.5, 4-point underdog to a New England Patriots who seem like the clear favorite as an 8-0 road team coming into Denver, coming into Mile High. People just thought they were going to cakewalk through them, and that did not seem to be the case in the first quarter, right? And to retaliate back to what happened is Drake Maye. You see Drake Maye, he's like, all right, I'm down 7-0. We need to get a nice drive here. We got to get going. We got to get going. We got to get going, right? So Drake Maye sang. And he immediately just has 6 plays, punts the ball back, right? Only has 11 yards. I believe he had a fumble snap in this thing. Did he have a fumble snap? Am I crazy? No, it wasn't this one. Okay, well, he had a couple. He had a screen pass to Stephon Diggs that went for negative yardage. Really did nothing. After getting a first down, then goes 3 and out after the first after the chain moves after the first down, and wasn't looking good. But Denver Broncos, they missed their opportunity badly because you want to know why? Because Sean Payton tries to outsmart himself, and he tries to make it like, hey, I can make my offense. I can do my offense with anybody. It's kind of like how Kyle Shanahan does it, right? Kyle Shanahan, he doesn't give a fuck who's his quarterback. He can have Mac Jones in there. He can have Nick Mullins in there. He can have CJ Beathard in there. He can have anyone, Jimmy Garoppolo. He can have anyone playing his system. He's like, I'm the star of my offense. Me, Kyle Shanahan, the head coach, is the star of my offense, and I'll make him good. I'll make this offense look great. And that's what Sean Payton, his ego got in the way. And people are going to hate me for saying this, but his ego definitely got in the way because instead of going up a score, right, to go up 10-0, kick the field goal, 4th and 1, or run the ball, RJ Harvey. Doing the Patriots run defense is really good. I guess I understand. But you also know that was going to be a low-scoring game, especially the way both defenses were playing. You saw New England Patriots putting a ton of pressure on Jared Stidham. You saw the New England Patriots offense getting stifled by your Denver Broncos defense. And Sean Payton made a decision and said, fuck you, this game's about me. I'm going to do my shit. 4th and 1. I'm not even going to run the ball or do a QB sneak. I'm going to roll out with my quarterback and try to throw a pass to the flat to RJ Harvey. And it got deflected, almost intercepted, but it didn't matter because turnover on downs. And that was the farthest they went in the game. After that, you could literally just turn off the whole Denver Broncos offense because they were dog shit afterwards. And you could say it was because of the blizzard. It wasn't because of the blizzard. It's because New England Patriots knew that they can't run the ball. They can't run the ball. We'll give them their 5 yards, 4 yard, 3 yard gains. Maybe not 5, 3, 4 yard gains, maybe 2. We'll give it to them. because we know that Sean Payton is impatient. He wants to make everything about him. And that's the reason why they lost the game, because he wanted to make Jared Stidham the guy. Jared Stidham threw the ball 31 times in this game. Threw the ball 31 times in this game. Why is your backup quarterback, that's not even a top 10 backup quarterback in the NFL, throwing the ball 31 times in a low scoring affair, right? You go up 10-0, you chew the clock, you have your defense that is quote unquote labeled a top 5 defense for some reason. I don't know. That's how bad defense is worded in the NFL. I only really consider 2 defenses elite, which was the Houston Texans and now the Seattle Seahawks. Those 2 are the most elite defense I've seen in a while. And I believe that every other defense is shit. So I think that even though that shit defense of the Denver Broncos that are usually not as good as people think they were playing as good as people think they are, right? They were playing as good as people expected them to be. And they were stifling Drake Maye. Drake Maye only had 86 yards of offense, but it really didn't matter because you want Jared Stidham to throw screen passes. Jared Stidham then fumbles the ball, throws a backwards pass, gives up a touchdown right before the 2-minute warning. It was just brutal, right? 2-minute warning, 2:10 left, or 2:52. They get the ball here. They fumble because Jared Stidham wants to go backwards. Negative 19 yards, fumble. Brutal. Absolutely terrible. That's basically what happened with the game. Then it was 7-7 going to the half. Both teams exchanged missed field goals because kickers suck. Kickers are vegan. Kickers are whores. Why are kickers in the NFL? It makes no sense. This is a manly game. This is a masculine game. We don't want no fucking bitches kicking it. No soy boys kicking the ball. It's stupid, right? And people are going to hate me for saying it, but it's stupid. I don't care. Okay. Then in the second half, immediately you have the Patriots drive all the way down for the game-winning field goal on the first drive, 9-minute drive, right? Who would have known? They should have just rushed the field then because the blizzard was coming down. Not a blizzard, but like flurries of wind and snow, right, were coming down in the third quarter. And that was the game-winning field goal. Should have just shook hands, left, go back to New England, Denver. Hey, you go pack your bags, go to Cancun or wherever you guys want to go, Turks and Cakes, go over there. And that's what it should have been done. Again, they missed a field goal. They made a field goal. Denver immediately goes 3 and out. Then Mac Hollins catches a nice ball here. He catches a nice 31-yard pass. He had to Mac Hollins, Drake Maye, which was the highlight of his day. Besides, he had a couple rushing touchdowns. He had a rushing touchdown. He had a couple nice rushing plays. But passing the ball, that was the highlight of his game. 31 yards of the 86 that he had for the entire game was on that play. And he hit Mac Hollins, but it didn't matter because Borregales had a 46-yard field goal. That was no good. They said that the snow was affecting it. The wind, what's it called? The markers, the wind markers on top of the goalpost were not moving at all. So they said the wind. Tony Romo, the biggest know-it-all in all of sports. This guy, the way he talks is like, you think this guy won 10 Super Bowls. You think this guy, oh, you got to hit the check down there. You got to do this. You got to do that. I'm like, Tony Romo, you didn't do that. You didn't hit the shallow cross, right? You wouldn't kill the play and go to a run. You wouldn't do it. And now you're saying, oh, Jared Stidham should know this. You didn't do it, buddy. That's why you got replaced by Dak Prescott. That's what happened. That's why you're out of the NFL. So again, ran about Tony Romo. Denver Broncos did not play well. I mean, look at this. Okay, so after the field goal, after the field goal, right? You had a field goal after the downs play right here, 43 yards play, negative 5 yards, right? 14 yards, 15 yards, 6 yards, 3 yards, 17 yards, 5 yards, 1 yard. They even got the ball. They pinned New England deep, right? With 7 minutes left, they pinned them deep. New England immediately goes 3 and out from the 40-yard line, punts the ball, shanks the punt, 20-yard punt or 30-yard punt, whatever it is. They're at the New England 33. All they have to do is get a couple first downs, win this game. RJ Harvey, negative 3-yard run. In a blizzard, it's hard to cut. I understand people were slipping. Drake Maye and Ramondre Stevenson both slipped on that play, on that previous drive. And Jared Stidham basically had a 0-yard pass. Jared Stidham had an 8-yard scramble, and they blocked the field goal for Will Lutz. 45 yards, and that was basically the game. After that, you basically knew the game was over because you knew New England at the 30-yard line. All they had to do is punt the ball back, and Denver couldn't move the ball because their team is inept. And that's basically the whole game. It was a very bad game, very poor showing. Drake Maye should have played better. You can blame the wind if you really want to. Blame the wind, blame the flurries, blame the blizzard. But again, that happened in the fourth quarter, late third quarter, and he looked like shit the whole game. But he was running the ball well. So as a running back, he played well. I guess if you want to say if it was Tyler Huntley, he played well, right? But he's not Tyler Huntley. He's Drake Maye, third overall pick or whatever he was, and potential MVP. And these two teams representing the AFC is just absolutely terrible. I mean, the Patriots haven't beat anyone the whole year. I had the Patriots ranked as my third best team. I had them ranked as the best team out of the AFC for the past like 8 weeks. You can go check my videos. I literally said they're the best team out of the AFC. About you want to check my power rankings videos? That'd be greatly appreciated. I also said Seahawks were the best team in the NFL in week 4. So that's that for you guys. But let's go to a real game, right? Let's go to a real game. This real game between these talented teams right here, where you have just stone cold killers in the Rams and the Seahawks. Rams 3-and-out to start the game. Seahawks defense elite. Touchdown opening drive. Jack Smith and Jigba was amazing in that first first drive and first half. Shaheed, perfect ball to Shaheed. Sam Darnold had. They had bad chemistry going in, as in like there's not enough rapport, not enough reps with each other, and they finally hit a big pass. They've missed a couple to end the season last couple weeks, and they hit one in the first quarter that probably had Sam Darnold's adrenaline calm down and his nerves calm down, but also saying like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna win this game. I'm gonna play well this game, and I'm gonna win it. No more seeing ghosts, Sam Darnold. I'm gonna be the guy that takes initiative. And you know who actually was the real MVP of this game is the OC of the Seattle Seahawks, right? Clint Kubiak. I think his name Clint Kubiak. Am I crazy? Clint Kubiak. I think his name's Clint Kubiak. Yeah, he was the MVP of the game. He won them this game today. It wasn't even close. I mean, I kid that Kyle Shanahan is the focal point of that offense in San Fran, and that Sean Payton tried to do it. Clint Kubiak had called every single right play. Maybe that crazy read option in the fourth quarter from Sam Darnold to end the game, or to give the ball back, but it was close. But again, let's start from the beginning. Sam Darnold played very well in the first drive. 60-yard pass to Jack Smith and Jigba. Beautiful pass by catch by Jack Smith and Jigba as well. In the second drive, 10-3, first quarter. Not really much to talk about. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but not much really to talk about that's noteworthy. Smith and Jigba had a nice one-hand catch. Puka Nacua was doing Puka Nacua things, just being dominant. Witherspoon had a shit game today. Devon Witherspoon, or whatever his name is, 5th overall pick from Illinois, was absolutely dreadful, getting killed by everybody. Right? I could have ran routes there. I probably would have shook him. That's how bad he was. The second quarter was dominated by the Rams. The Rams had like a 7.5-minute possession where they scored a touchdown to Kyron Williams. Beautiful play off a timeout. Blake Corum was in the game as the running back for that drive, and they called a timeout and they subbed in Kyron Williams on a beautiful play where Puka Nacua set like a brush pick or like a screen, which should have been called maybe, but whatever, they didn't call it. It was beautiful to see. Easy touchdown for Kyron Williams. Walk in, receiving touchdown. Matthew Stafford balls out, right? Then that was like with 2 minutes left, I believe. Yeah, with 2 minutes, under 2-minute timeout there. Immediately they go they have 3 plays that go nowhere. Walker, they run the ball with Walker on 1st and 10. You know, Walker's supposed to stay in bounds on that play. He knows it, but he didn't do it. You stay in bounds, you waste the clock. There's a minute, 10 seconds left after the first play. You see how much you get if you go fast, if you don't go fast. And he didn't do that. He went out of bounds and basically shot the Seahawks in the foot by doing that. Incompletion by Sam Darnold to Cooper Kupp. Incompletion to Holani, who had a lot of he had a lot of potential yards on that play, on that pass into the flat where Jack Smith and Jigba was clearing everybody out with a drag across the middle. and Hawaii didn't catch it. Backup, right? Or backup's backup. Then the Rams punt the ball again. You're like, damn, the Rams are going to get the ball again with a minute 33. This is good for the Rams right now. They're going to get the ball again. But they didn't do anything. They were 3 and out. Pass the ball back to Seattle, where Seattle, with a minute left, went down the field. Jack Smith-Njigba had a nice 42-yard catch to basically set them up into scoring territory, right? Got them all the way to the 22-yard line. And yeah, they got a 14-yard pass later on. It was a beautiful setup as well. Jack Smith-Njigba was trying to show everybody, hey, I know Puka Nacua gets all the attention, but I am the offensive player of the year this year. I am that good. And that was the first half. Ended 17-13. I think I expected a lower scoring game, but with these two teams are generational teams. I was telling my friend who's a Seahawks fan, these two teams are a generational team. These two teams will win a Super Bowl every other year, right? That's how good these teams were. You're gonna look back. We're gonna look back as fans of this game and talk about, wow, how the hell did Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and Matthew Stafford, who won an MVP, not win the Super Bowl that year, right? That's like the Lakers with Karl Malone and Gary Payton with Kobe and Shaq. Like, that's like that, and they lost to the Pistons. That's how, like, crazy that was. So now we have halftime, and immediately Seahawks punt the ball right away. 2-minute drive, punts the ball. The Rams punt returner, moron, gay, loser, fumbles, muffs the punt. I mean, no confidence, pussy, like no confidence at all. That's what happens. You need to be better than that. You get paid. I don't know if he gets paid millions, but he gets paid hundreds of $1,000s to catch a fucking ball. Bro, catch the fucking ball. You get paid to do this shit. If I know people are going to comment, well, if it's so easy, well, then why don't you do it, bro? Hey, I don't get paid to do it. If I don't just sit at practice just looking at the fucking sky all the time and catch balls that are coming from 50 feet up. I don't do it. If I practice doing it, I'll be good at it, but I don't do it. So again, that's his fault. He deserves to get cut. He deserves to be working at Home Depot or being a referee at Foot Locker. That's what he deserves. But anyways, you set up the Seahawks in plus territory, inside the red zone. Beautiful pass to Bobo, where Bobo scored. Great play, right? Great play. Great pass by Sam Darnold, who balled out today. Great play call by Kubiak. Immediately, four plays, 75 yards by the Rams. It was Devontae Adams' time, right? Devontae Adams just was, all right, let me fucking be the guy. Let me be the guy. Colby Parkinson had a nice 40-yard play. We caught the ball, ran after the catch, got 40 yards on it, and then Devontae Adams like, hey, all right, let me. I was the best receiver for the past like 5 years at one point, and let me get a 30-yard catch, and let me get my classic 2-yard catch when we can run the ball on 1st and goal. Classic Devontae Adams this year. Excuse me. Immediately, this is when you know a team is championship quality, right? The Seahawks. The Seahawks can be like, okay, we can fold. We can fold right now. And this team just scored in 3 minutes. Damn, like we got a lucky touchdown. The team just scored in 3 minutes. What can we do now? Let's answer with an immediate 9-play, 65-yard touchdown drive, wasting 5 minutes off the clock. Beautiful, beautiful play calling. You saw Cooper Kupp with a nice catches. He woke up as well. He said, Devontae Adams, I'm going to let you finish, but I'm going to do my shit as well. 12-yard catch on 3rd and 9, where he basically kept the drive alive, and a 13-yard catch into the end zone for a touchdown. And Cooper Kupp said, hey, Devontae Adams, you did it, and I'm going to do it. I was the best receiver for a year. You were the best receiver for 5 years at a point. And now it's Puka Nacua and Jackson Smith-Njigba's time, right? So that's what the beautiful part of this game was. This game was electric. This game was an instant classic. This game was the Super Bowl, right? This game should be on the Super Bowl. Patriots should just relinquish their spot as a Super Bowl representation of the AFC conference and say, hey, you know what? We don't deserve this. We don't deserve this. Let's have the Rams play again against the Seahawks, because that's a much more balanced game, much more fun game to watch. And you see that the Rams then would go on a after giving up a 20-31 lead. Again, they could fold as well. Like, damn, dude, we just scored early and we gave the ball back to the Seahawks, obviously because of the kickoff. But we expect our defense to play better. We expect our defense to play better. Where's Jared Verse? I can't fucking see you. Where is Jared Verse? Where is Jared Verse? I don't know who the fuck he is. And no one could find him this whole playoff 2026 playoffs, right? No one could find him. I mean, I couldn't find him. So the only time I found him was when off sides. But again, Rams could fold. So down 31-20. Like, fuck, man, we're not good enough. But you know what they did? They rise up, right? Like a phoenix through the ashes. 5-play, 87-yard drive, 87 yards. Obviously aided by a penalty from Tariq Woolen on a taunting penalty on 3rd and 12. He's just doing what those guys do. You know, they chirp, they get in their own way. They're prideful. They have a lot of ego, and you know he has to say something, right? You can't just have a great play and just do your seatbelt or whatever, or do the incompletion sign. You have to taunt them and call them the N-word. You have to do it if you're a player of Tariq Woolen's caliber. You're like, hey, I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to call Sean McVay the N-word. I gotta call Matthew Stafford a bitch. I gotta say something. Because I can't just make it pass deflection. I can't. It just urges me to do it. And that is what happened with Tariq Woolen. Give up a 15-yard taunting penalty immediately after Puka Nacua shakes Tariq Woolen out of his shoes for a touchdown. Beautiful touchdown by Puka Nacua. Then 27-31. No scoring in the fourth quarter, but big pivotal play from the Los Angeles Rams where they did have a choice. It was 4th and 1. They got it. They picked it up with Matthew Stafford running the ball, right? Where he ran the ball, got 2 yards on a first down on a 4th down scramble. And basically, where is it at? 4th and 1, 3-yard scramble. Matthew Stafford basically kept the drive going and solidified and validated Sean McVay's reasoning for the goal for it on that 4th down. Blake Corum then gets a negative 1 yard carry, but he was offsides. Mafe was offsides. So it was 1st and 5. Broken play on a screenplay where the screenplay was not open, where Matthew Stafford then ran a freaking Air Force speed option. Beautiful. Tossed the ball to Puka Nacua, got 6 yards for it. Now it's 2nd and 4 at the 6-yard line. They got a 0-yard run by Kyron Williams. And then Matthew Stafford tried to pass the ball to Mumfield in on the right side where Devon Witherspoon was covering him and pass deflected it. Then now it's 4th and 4, 5 minutes left. What do? You have all 3 timeouts. Do you kick the field goal to make it 30-31? Do you go for it after successfully going for it on 4th and 1 earlier? I would have kicked the field goal. When I was watching this, I said, kick the field goal, make it 31-30. You have to kick the field goal. You want to know why you kick the field goal, in my opinion? You have to kick the field goal because you see how good this offense is, right? The Seahawks offense is when they're playing unpredictable, when Kubiak's just calling his plays. He can run on first. He can run it on first down. He can pass it on first down. It really doesn't matter to him. They have 5 minutes or whatever it will be. Down 34-31. They can pass like that. And if the Rams end up scoring a touchdown on that drive, and they'll just pick them apart. Or you take the 31-30 and you force the Rams to run the ball on first down. Now you only have to guard 2nd and 3rd down. I'd rather have done that, right? Because if it's 31-30 or 31-27, they'd run the ball on first down like they were doing the whole entire drive afterwards. And you basically make it a 2-down game, right? That's how I would have played it. But I'm not the head coach. Obviously, Sean McVay, who's won a Super Bowl, felt like he had the right play dialed up, and the Seahawks end up showing a blitz, but dropping everybody besides 2 guys, 2 pass rushers only on the play, and he's now looking at 9 guys in the end zone, just guarding zones of the end zone, right? Guarding pockets of the end zone. And it was basically just too much traffic. It's really hard to pass the ball in any goal to go situation. And now you're saying, hey, like, I need to pass it through 9 guys. It's going to basically be impossible. They end up not getting it. He throws it incompletion to Ferguson in the back of the end zone on a slant or like a post. Anyways, turnover on downs. Seahawks 11-play drive, was 4.5 minutes. They give the ball back to the Rams. Game basically was over. Puka Nacua catches the ball but stays in bounds. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. The game was over. And that's basically it. What happened? The Seahawks won the game. They're the better team, I believe. I think they're the best team in the NFL. I said this in week 4. I'm like, they're the best team in the NFL. They're going to win 14 games. Their defense is that good. Their defense is a top 5 defense. This Seahawks team might be a top 5 NFL team in history. You have to understand, maybe they don't have the sexy names, but Emin Wari is the best safety in the NFL right now to date. To date, the best safety in the NFL. Derwin James is good. I understand. Kyle Hamilton's, people say he's good. I understand. They're not Emin Wari. Emin Wari brings leadership, toughness, intensity that a lot of safeties don't have. And he also brings the cover skills to go with it. You saw him covering Puka Nacua on a couple plays, getting some pass deflections. You saw him covering Devontae Adams on a couple plays in pass deflections. He is that good of a player. Their defense is stacked. And the thing is, it's going to suck not seeing Clint Kubiak with the Seattle Seahawks next year. Maybe you need to pay him head coach money if you're the Seahawks for another year, because the Seahawks still have another chance next year because everybody's still young on their defense. No one has to get paid. And their offense, you have Sam Darnold for another year. Jack Smith and Jigba obviously is still there. They just paid Charles Cross, their left tackle, a lot of money. So their whole team will be intact for next year. Maybe some glue guys leaving, but you can also find other glue guys or make them re-sign. I would like to see the Seahawks run it back. They're going to win the Super Bowl. Don't overthink it. I know the Rams will probably be up at one point in the game, maybe 7-3, maybe 7-0 to start, maybe the opening drive touchdown. It doesn't matter. The Seahawks are just the better team. They're the Detroit Pistons of 2004. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was very long. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe. Thank you.